Alright guys, what's up? We're back in the gym. Pretty long day. Tomorrow's actually even longer though. See, today we got bag work, we got gym. We did the bag work already. Pretty good. It was nice. I always get carried away with the bag work, but pretty good. Now we're here in the gym, pretty much right after, obviously, showered and that, in gym. And we still got more to do when we get home. Creatine, shake. Actually, not shake, sorry, this time actually food. For once I'm actually having food instead of my shakes. So yeah. A little bit tired, I'm waiting for the caffeine to kick in. Had a little bit of caffeine in the toilet. Need to get a little pick-me-up, you know? Anyways. Yeah, it just hasn't been a good day in terms of like... I just feel like I've been running into a little bit of bad luck today, you know? Like, in terms of... I smacked my elbow against my my bedroom. I must say my bedroom, the fuck. My bed today. And I think it's bruised up quite a bit, and it's hurting quite a bit, mainly when I like tense. When I tense like that, I didn't expect that to hurt that much, but yeah, when I tense it hurts. So obviously in the gym you're tensing a bunch, so I'm hoping it just, you know, whatever exercise I'm doing today, it doesn't really hurt that much, but I guess we'll see. So if it is a little bit weaker, if we do have to tone things down a little bit today, that's gonna be why. Otherwise we're gonna go same as usual, try and do as good as we can here. Comes a bag work. It hurt at the start, but once I got into it, it actually didn't hurt really all too much, so it was actually alright. So maybe the same thing will happen in the gym, I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see, because the gym, I feel there's a lot more like actual tensing. So I mean, I got surprised, to be honest. I thought like with the bag work you're like tensing really quickly as well, so I thought that might hurt, but actually it didn't, so it's actually alright. So in terms of gym, I guess we'll see how it goes. But if you notice anything like that, that's why. But it was just like all in 1 hour, I don't know, like I smacked my elbow, realized the pain, it was paining like a couple hours later, and then I go ahead and hit my head on the top of my bed. Sorry, on the bottom of my bed, I hit my head pretty hard standing up, because I have like a high sleeper, so it's like I have to climb into the bed. So on the bottom part of it, I stood up from my chair and just smacked my head pretty hard on that. Yeah, just not great, but then I was looking for a light for the outside when I was doing the bag work. The batteries were dead on the light. Just bad luck today. Alright, we don't need wraps. I'm gonna refill the bottle and we're gonna get into this. But I thought I'd give you guys that little disclaimer before we head into things. So hopefully it doesn't interrupt too much. Hopefully I can actually get some type of somewhat of what I wanted to do today done. But you know, the fact gone through all that and we're still in today, we're still going, you know, that's the point here, we're still going strong. Okay. I always don't do like exercises with Garmin just because I forget, like hella worried I'm gonna like choke on the gum or something when you're doing force, the breathing and shit. Okay, we need to go get the attachment, so we'll be back in a sec. It is an empty gym, which is quite nice, not too busy today in terms of things, which is awesome. So yeah, nice empty gym today, pretty chill. So we are chilling. Alright, so we were doing 130 last time, so 140. We did say I think we would go up. So let's just hope this doesn't hurt. Okay. Not too bad so far. Okay, interesting. Weird feelings right now. Okay. I don't think she's missing the elbow right now, which is good. Not bad for a first set. Not interfering too much right now, but I guess the other one where we changed the orientation around this way, so going like this, I feel like that might get a little bit of problem with the elbow. What was I doing? I was gonna do something. Alright. I was gonna show you guys something like. No, man. But basically, it's the Monster logo. For some reason, I don't know. Someone's like basically maybe use their finger. Actually, I don't know if that's with the finger because it stayed there. It's not condensation, I don't think. But basically, it's like the Monster logo. Yeah, the Monster logo just engraved somehow into one part of the glass in the gym, and I've just seen it there. It's like I thought, alright, maybe someone did that one day, but it's been there for weeks. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy that it's actually stayed there. Alright, guys, and into the next set in a sec. Get to lifting, big boy. Hey, you call him big boy, bro? I'm not that fluffy. I'm resting, bro. But you know what? You're right. I do need to hit the next set, because right now we are just hitting forearms, so it is a little bit boring, I guess. But it feels good for me. But for you guys, it's not that much. It's the tiniest movement. That's how it is in life, you know. Tiny things compounding into big things, you know. Small successes, little wins into big wins, you know. So silent wins that compound. Since that's the second set, we do have to drop. There we go. Nice drop set there, actually. But now we have to rotate it and going again in a sec. Guys, let me know what type of music do you guys listen to in the gym? Because I've heard a bunch of different things. Because everyone has their different like rush music, you know. Like my sister actually listens to like Korean rap, crazy. And some people just listen to generic normal rap. Some people I listen to funk, you know, bunch of funk. Sometimes it depends on the vibe, you know. You gotta listen to, sometimes it can be a sad song, sometimes it can be like hard style and like, you know, funk or something like that. Sometimes you could be just banging some white girl music, you know, some Taylor Swift, some Katy Perry, stuff like that. You know, last Friday night, shit like that, you know. It really depends on the vibe, you know, and how hard things are going. You know, when there's friends around you as well, certain songs, you know, especially when you're going for PRs. So I guess we'll see. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, dude, Paul. Thanks for the follow, by the way. I just saw that now. Appreciate that. I just have to double check. Everything's running smooth when I come off the app there. Anyway, how's your day been, man? We're gonna go into the next one in a sec. Alright, let's go. Don't wanna wait too long, rest too long. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Definitely felt it way more on that one, man. Okay, not bad. It's a higher weight, so we are doing pretty good for that. My aim is normally 8. I hit 10 that time, so pretty good. W's today. You know what? For the elbow injury, like me just smacking my elbow by accident into my bed, not too bad so far. We will take off the pump cover a little bit later, you know. Right now it's just forearms, you know. If I take off the pump cover, it's just a forearm pump, you know. Maybe a little bit later. Maybe just actually after this one. We'll have to see. I don't really base it off of pumps too much. I mainly just do, like, when my body starts to get warm and it starts to feel uncomfortable, that's when I take it off. But yeah. You know, some people base it on pumps. Some people just do it to feel good. What I've liked recently doing a little bit, maybe not every time, but it's like, what I've liked doing is just leave it for a couple sessions, just leave it on, even if it gets uncomfortable, because it's like, you don't get to see your physique then, you know? And then a couple sessions later, maybe like 2-3 weeks of just doing that, you'll be wowed, you know, at how much progress you've made in those 3 weeks when you finally take it off, you know? That's what happened to me a couple weeks ago, because I was just, not specifically and not on purpose, just keeping my pump cover on. I just didn't really want to take it off. I didn't feel like taking it off, and 3 weeks later when I actually took it off, I was like, holy shit, dude, I'm looking huge. So that might be something. That might be something to do. Maybe if things are getting a little boring or whatnot. This one drops that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This thing's pulling me, man. Now burn after the set always hits me, man. Crazy. Drop and go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, rate the grunting sounds. 1 to 10. Let's see what you guys come up with. Alright, we're gonna move. We go back now. So we did go up in weight last session for these backwards rows, I was about to say. For these rows. So we're gonna go and hit that weight again. So I don't like to go up if I can't consistently hit the weight. There's nothing worse than going up a weight and you think, oh shit, I can do this, this is easy. And then you have to go down in weight because you can't maintain it. Alright. Master song please, would be nice. Cool. You guys can see? No one. I'll give you guys a better angle here. That might be better. Oh shit, man. 200. Crazy. Hopefully the machine doesn't move too much, because it is like almost touching. It's almost touching the other machine here, so if it starts moving, that might be a problem. I kind of hope it doesn't move like this way, because I feel like if it does, it might go through the plastic here, which might be a problem. Yeah. I gotta wait like a minute. My forearms are still tense, so because when I'm gripping these, right, my forearms are gonna hit failure before my back, which is not gonna be a great thing. In the meantime, I might just take off the pump cover, you know. A little bit early, but we're good. Oh my gosh. That is kind of dope. I don't know if I was gonna break it though, so. My mic was like magnetizing to the machine, but I don't want to like break it, so. That's gonna mess it up. Back to an underrated muscle. You know, I never actually even used to train back. I used to actually neglect it. I didn't train back, I didn't train lats. For the longest time, years even. So it's only in the recent maybe year, maybe 2 years that I've actually started training back. Kind of crazy work. Oh shit. I forgot you guys couldn't see. I'm in here. My bad. I wanna keep it to the side. Damn. I'd like a better song. I'll take it. You just gotta wait for the chorus sometimes, you know, a little bit. Wait for at least the song to start, right? take 13 reps. That's 2 times now with hitting 13 reps, which means, you know, that is eligibility to go up. But I am feeling it is tougher than the ones before. So I'm gonna take one more session on this weight just to get familiar with these higher weights, because fuck bro, definitely getting rough now, getting tough to pull it. But that's 200, which is crazy. This thing only goes up to 240, so this is officially double the weight I started on. I started this exercise on 100 for reps, and now I've got myself up to 200. It took quite a while. It's at least taken me, I don't even know, of consistent progress, 8+ weeks. So, and as I said, I don't go up just like, you know, whoopsie daisy every 2 seconds, you know. I go up after consistent progress, you know. So I don't have to go back down if I can't manage it, you know. I want to make sure that I can hit the weights. Anyways, okay, good set. I'm gonna aim for 8. That's my like benchmark for the second set, because second set you're gonna be more fatigued. You're not gonna hit as much as you do in the first set. But my benchmark is, if I hit 12 on the first set and I hit 8 on the second set, that's eligibility to go up a weight. So I'm happy with that. If I can hit 8 for the next set, we'll see what we can do. Which is, this is a weight, an exercise where I've got to go down 2 pins for the drop set, because otherwise I'm barely gonna be able to do 2 reps if I just go down 1. If I go down 1 pin, it's not enough. Like, you know, it's not enough less to really get any or much reps out of it. But anyways, enough about the gym. I don't really want to talk about the gym all that much, you know. It's like, I feel like I'm always in here, we're always talking about the gym. I'm talking a bit about, you know, just life, you know. How is your life doing or going? I'm pretty chill. Getting pretty consistent with everything, you know, gym, with the bag work. You know, so you got work and all that stuff. Still. Streaming, of course. Still working on the driving stuff. So, you know, there's a lot of moving pieces right now. But it is going well. We're doing good. I feel like a good takeaway from like everything is I watch a decent bit of anime, you know, like just watching those highlight reels of certain animes. I watch okay, I say a lot of anime. I only mainly watch, you know, the ones I started on, and that is Naruto, Dragon Ball, tiniest bit of Solo Leveling. So, but those I think really help with like shaping your mindset for like discipline, you know, getting into the gym and working through the pain, things like that. I think they're really good for shaping your mindset. One Piece probably also does, just I haven't really watched One Piece, so I don't really know exactly all the good moments in there. So if you guys want to shape your mind, if you guys have kids, put them onto Naruto and Dragon Ball early, you know, they're going to turn into be some formidable kids, formidable children, you know. You're going to have a good mindset from early on in life, you know. Because I feel like it's a brainwashing that anime does, but a good brainwashing, because it is actually like, it takes you into a good space in life where it's like, it brainwashes you into never giving up and trying to always push past your limits. You know, it brainwashes you that way. And I'd rather be brainwashed in that way than be brainwashed by, you know, a show that doesn't really do all that much, like, you know, fucking We Bare Bears or some crap, where it's just jokes and funniness, you know. Of course, it's good for that stuff, you know. You have your jokes, have, you know, the whole piece of the pie. You know, you want your discipline, you want your jokes, you want your funny moments, your happy moments, your sad moments. But if it's just that, you know, you're not really learning all that much. You gotta learn all of it. All right, let's hit the next set. We drop. See what I mean about what I said? If you are going down like only a little bit, you're not gonna get much reps. See, like I just went down 2 pins and I didn't even get, I wouldn't even say the third one was a rep, you know, so that's what I mean. You'd barely be able to do too much. I'm like just about scraping what I'd call a fair drop set, you know, 3 reps. Ish. I don't know, like I think if I tried harder, I should have been able to complete that rep. Anyways, that's this one. Back to cables. We got a bit of lats to do. Well, why is, you know what? My question is, guys, why the hell? Why is this seat? Why is it so long for? You sit at the front. Why does it need to be that long? I have no idea. Honestly, it's just confusing. That seat is just annoyingly long. Alright guys. Okay, give me a sec. I need to get my stuff. Cool. See, little trick about this, if you're using like a heavier attachment, put the thing up first, because otherwise if you don't and you unpin the weight, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to drag up. Especially also, imagine this heavy one was at the bottom and then I'm trying to move this up. It'd be heavy or just more inconvenient, you know. And sure, it's not like anything, oh I won't be able to move it, but just makes it inconvenient for yourself, you know. Okay, well, we're not doing 130 for this, bro. 90. So this always gets a bit of my abs involved, you know. So let's see how this goes. I always get a little bit confused on the movement, guys. Because sometimes I feel it and sometimes I don't feel it as much. Sometimes it is really amazing, the feeling though. So this is meant to be for lats. See, that one felt good. I felt it quite a lot on my abs, but I definitely felt it on the lats nicely. Good. I feel like the lats are growing, guys. What do you think? I can feel them. They are coming. They are coming. That's actually really nice. Forgot about my elbow. Tensing, that's what I mean. When I tense, the elbow gives way. I feel like the lighting is good here. I'm trying to do my bicep vein. So I don't think you guys see it with the lighting here, but I'm trying to see if the bicep vein is still there or not. Maybe slightly, yeah, I can feel it. See it slightly, but see the bulk is going quite far now, so obviously eventually with enough body fat percentage it's going to be disappearing, unfortunately. But the fact of being able to keep it somewhat afloat this whole time is kind of nice. What was actually weird is like I didn't see the bicep vein, then I was going up in weight, and then it actually came out while I was going up in weight, which is weird, and now it's gone again. Nice. Okay, let's hydrate up. So I'm really debating like what I do for cardio. I think I spoke to someone else. He came like on the stream and he was like some sort of professional bodybuilder or something, and I asked him like, because I do bag work at home, I'm just wondering like, is that a good sort of thing to do obviously when you're like weightlifting, trying to build muscle? And he said there's actually really good, like a good form of cardio. So that's always nice. I'm trying to think like what other forms of cardio are like really good. I was thinking about like, because everyone prefers different things. Like some people will go outside and they go on runs and jogs, and not in jogs, on jogs, out in the morning, maybe at night. Some people just like to do that. Some people come on the treadmill. Some people, you know, go on the like those bicycle machines, or they will just ride a bike. You know, everyone has their different forms of cardio that they love. So something that I sort of resonate more with is like, I quite like skipping. Well, not I like skipping because I don't skip, but I like the idea of skipping as cardio. So I'm thinking, is that good? Or is that just, is it not that intense? I don't know. But I am really liking the bag work, because that obviously means that I'll be able to condition, obviously because I fight barehanded, I condition my knuckles, which is nice, my wrists. So I'm getting wrist development, knuckle development, technique development, you know. So I think it's a win-win-win, and cardio obviously from what the guy said is really good. So you know, I think bag work's W for cardio. My main concern is like, I'm on the bulk, obviously it's really hard to hit the calories I'm hitting, but I'm wondering like, how much calories am I losing with this bag work? I don't want to lose too much to the point where it's starting to affect like my bulk, where I'm like, I'm losing so much calories that I'm maybe not bulking as much as I could be. But obviously cardio is really good for like, you know, the heart and cardiovascular stuff like that, stamina obviously. All right, let's go. should have slowed down on that. As in, like, on the blast strip, I should have slowed it. You know, centric motion. Ay. Oh, fucking Dead song, man. What the hell? Okay. Skip that. The thing is about the gym, like, I really like the mindset you can get out of it, like, you know, the discipline aspect, you know, working hard through pain, that sort of thing. I really like it. But the thing is, there's two categories of people, you know. Okay, there's more than two categories, but like, if you actually get the discipline part out of it and you don't just skip it all the time and you're not just there for like health, you know, if you do actually get those aspects out of it, there's two categories of people. There's one, it's people who will only apply it to the gym, and there's number two, people who apply it everywhere in their life. Because once you get discipline and showing up, working through pain, a mindset that allows you to, you know, sort of wait for results, not really just you know, want the short-term gratification, wait in the long game and eventually get the results, that physique, you know, that body, everything like that. So the second type of person, where they actually apply it to every other area of their life that they can, you find they're just very successful, very formidable people in general. Because when you apply that sort of, you know, very powerful mindset to other areas of life, you apply it to, for example, I don't know, running a business or even starting a business, you apply it to, I don't know, like whatever you do. Maybe you do something else productive, like you, I don't know, fight, you box, whatever it is, you know. Even apply it to your normal job, you know, just, you never really get punished for working harder or outdoing other people or showing up every day. You know, consistency eventually compounds, and eventually, you know, if you're consistent, you're going to be rewarded in the end for that consistency, if you get what I mean. I mean, it's just don't lose. It's very hard to lose being consistent, you know? So I mean, if you apply it to other areas of your life, it's very hard for you to just fail at everything. You know, you'll be successful at least a few things that other than gym. But then there's the people who also just apply only to the gym. They may have a good physique, they may, you know, have that all in order, but if they don't apply it anywhere else, that's where they can fall behind, and it just becomes their personality, it just becomes everything about them, and that's not what you want. You want to be like well diverse, well rounded out in every area of your life, not just gym is my personality and I go to the gym. You know, of course, if you go in gym 5 days a week, it will be a part of your personality, it will be a part of your lifestyle, because it's so much of your life, you know. You can't go to the gym 5 days a week and be like, I don't know anything about food, I don't know anything about macroing, I don't know anything about calories, you know. Because of course, if you do it 5 days a week, more often than not, you're going to be catering certain things around it, you're going to be cooking certain meals, you're going to be getting a certain amount of protein in, you know, all of that stuff. I did drop, right? Okay, I did drop, good. But what I was saying is, it's going to be a decent part of your life, of course, if you're doing it 5 days a week or 4 days, 6 days, whatever you do, right? But you don't want it to be the only thing in your life, because the thing is, it makes you kind of generic, you know, more default, more like a little bit boring, you know, because there are a lot of other people who are just like that, who just gym is them and that's it, you know. They have nothing else in their life going. They just work, gym, repeat, that's it. So that's it. So it's like, if you just go to the gym, you're kind of like, fuck, like, this is how I look at people who just go to the gym and just that's it, that's them. It's like, yeah, you're gonna go to discipline, kind of cool. You go to the gym, you got amazing physique. I'm not gonna deny that. Awesome, dude. But it's like, if that's it, you know, I'm kind of like, that's kind of boring. But is that all you got to offer? Is that all you talk about? You know? How can you donate? Oh shit, bro's on YouTube. I've never actually had someone on YouTube. I don't really know how it works on YouTube. If it was Twitch or Kick, I could help you. But I stream to all three. But YouTube, I think it's like super chat or something like that. If not, you can always come on Twitch and subscribe or something like that. Whatever you want to do. But again, this is free, man. You don't have to donate. No one's forcing you to do that. You know, it is all up to you, man. So appreciate the comment though, man. Okay, so we do need to head to deadlifting. So I don't know how the elbow is gonna treat this. I hope it is okay, but I guess we'll see how it goes with that. I'm trying to figure out a good angle for you guys. Yeah, Jordan, welcome to stream. Hope you are doing well. I'm gonna put the weight on first, because otherwise it's gonna be a bit of a pain. Alright, give me a sec. I'm just gonna do something real quick here. Just refreshing stuff, checking all is good. Cool. Okay. So this is 60, so, oh wait, I do need to lock it up. I don't like my weight moving. Some people, they don't mind, but man, like that just puts me off. So I like to lock it in place here. Alright. That's actually fairly even. I'm gonna lie, that's pretty good. So I don't think this is actually gonna hurt the elbow too much, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't really need to be tucked in, but it's alright. Okay, that's just warm up. I do just do that 60 for warm ups. I did something interesting to my lower back there, so hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully my lower back doesn't snap when I move up in weight. Otherwise, that is gonna be a long day. Just one out the way. Boom. Just invented my new ways of just fucking lifting the bar. Some people... Oh wait, I have to go again. I'm going on laps, man. So you know what's crazy? They have a deadlifting like platform here. Yeah, I just never use it. Don't really know why. I guess I don't really slam the weight. I sort of lift it because I'm often doing reps, so I don't really slam the weight. A lot of people do deadlifting. A lot of people do deadlifting by going all the way back down again. But I sort of keep it thingy. I keep it like still off the ground. Okay. Okay, we're gonna wait a bit, because the only thing I've learned about deadlifting, you need to be careful with your rest. You have to rest, otherwise you're just gonna fail. You're just not gonna be able to lift it for much. So I'm gonna sit. Maybe I'll sit, maybe I'll just chill rest. That bench is broken. I almost got a pole up my ass when I tried to sit on that thing, man. At least that's what I thought was gonna happen. Anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about, I feel like the elbow is actually getting better. But yeah, I was talking about consistency, you know, with the gym, obviously. Trying to just pick up where I was, I can't really remember, but you get the general gist of what I was talking about. I don't know if you guys can see me from there. I hope so. My camera's not facing me, it's facing the other way, so hopefully it's right. But anyways, you get the general gist of what I was talking about, that you do need to be able to translate to other areas of your life, and that, you know, it's kind of like the saying, you know, you need 4 pillars to hold up a house. You can't just lean on one pillar. And what that would mean in, you know, the lifestyle sense is that you can't just rely on gym to be your entire personality. You can't rely on gym to just carry you through life. Obviously it is a great pillar to have. It is a great thing to have in your life. The discipline, the consistency, the physique you get out of it, that is all awesome. Like, I'm not denying that at all. That is good. But you can't lean on just that in your entire life, you know? You need the gym side with the discipline, all that. You need the spiritual side, you know, like to be spiritually guided. You need the, you know, financial side. You need to be well financially, you know, be able to support financially. You know, so if anyone's in trouble, you need to be able to help, you know. You need to also have, the mindset. The gym can help with it, but it won't do the full thing for you. So you need quite a few things to hold up that house, hold up yourself, you know. You need to be, you know, knowledgeable in a lot of different things. You know, especially as a guy, you know, guys are, you know, the protective, the role model in a lot of ways, obviously for your children, things like that, for the other people in your life. Maybe, you know, you may have like weaker minded people, you need to be that role model too. So you need to just be, like I said, the best version of yourself, and do as many things as you can to get there. And you won't always get it right, but you know, you don't always have to be perfect. You won't always be perfect, but you just need to be striving in that sort of direction. And if you do that, you'll be okay. All right, we're gonna maybe give it a minute or two, and we're gonna go back into another set. I mean, like, specifically as a guy, if I'm giving advice to guys, you know, it's like, there is generally a lot of pressure on guys, you know. You do need to do a lot of different things. You have to, obviously, trying to think, there's just so many angles I can go off with here, but I just name a few things. That you need to be reliable, you need to be charismatic, you know. If you're even trying to get a girl, you need to have that already. You know, you need to be disciplined in certain things you do, consistent. Obviously gym will give a lot of that stuff. You need to be, you know, stable in your finances and have like some sort of thing going on for you, you know, something you're striving towards in terms of career wise. Um, you need to be able to protect the people you love. If you can't fight, what does your love really mean? You know, it's like, if you have people in your life you want to protect, you have your mom, your dad, you want to have even your family, your girlfriend, your wife, your children, your whatever you have, right? You have to be able to protect them, you know? If you say you love them, you have to be able to protect them, because what use is the love? And obviously I'm not saying it's completely meaningless, but it doesn't mean all that much if you can't protect them, you know? It's like, if you can't protect someone, if you can't do anything for them, what is your love? You know, it's like, you can say I love you, cool, but then your action is I can't do anything, you know? So striving that way is always a good thing. It doesn't mean you're gonna win every fight. There may be someone that comes up to your family with a knife, you know, whatever. You may not be able to protect them, but the thing is, you need to still put yourself in the front. You still need to, you know, take that risk, take that fight, if it is a smart thing to do. Don't be stupid, you know. But you need to be in the front line before all the people you love. Protect them. The main thing is trying. Like I said, you know, it's like, can't fight is acceptable, but won't fight is not acceptable. Doesn't matter if you can't, you still need to try, you know, if those are the people who are meaningful in your life. So yeah, there is a lot of pressure, you know, fixing problems, you know, being competent in a lot of things. You know, a lot of people in your life may not know what to do, may not have certain direction, may get lost sometimes. You need to be that rock to be able to guide them, have your life together, have your things together, your mind together, to be able to guide them, because they're going to look up to you, or they're going to look forward to you, you know, as their role model, as that rock. And obviously it isn't easy, you know, and there's even different, you know, the part of friends. You need, you know, reliable friends to keep yourself, you know, aligned and, you know, accountable. Friends can help you be accountable, sharpen you. So having a good friend group, you know, friend group that's actually doing the same stuff as you, and I don't mean like drinking, smoking and vaping, I mean like disciplined as well, going to the gym, you know, have that protective instinct, those sort of things. You need those types of friends around you that can keep you accountable, and you keep them accountable, you know, in return. And that's what sharpens men a lot of the time. Because the thing is, if you think about a lot of the strongest, most competent, you know, most capable men, their friends are all the same way. They're not gonna have like random, like really weak-minded friends. Otherwise, there's an issue going on, you know. Anyways, we gotta go for this. Nice, good. I haven't hit 11 before, so I think my previous highest was 10, so that was pretty good that I hit 11. I think the grip strength is definitely getting better. I remember a point where I did 100 kg, which is what this is, and I couldn't even get a single rep. It took me, I think, 5+ tries to even get 100 kg rep, one rep. So I just did 100 I did 100 reps. I did what did I do, 11 there. So I'm pretty proud of it. You know how far I've come here. You know, that's testimony to how far you can come if you just put in the effort. You show up every day. I didn't do this in 2 days, you know. It took many failed attempts, many reps to get to this stage. So, you know, that's another thing. It's like, I feel like a lot of people go around saying things like, you know, be humble and just, you know, don't flex your physique, flex the things you have. Cool, to an extent, there's a time and a place. You don't need to be, you know, floating your boat like everywhere. You need to be flexing everywhere and at all times, because then, yeah, you know, just to keep it to yourself to some points. Yeah, but to say you are never allowed to, you know, be proud of the things that you worked hard for, I feel that's an overshoot. I don't think that's what you should be doing, because sometimes you do want to like look in the mirror and be like, shit, how's my physique looking? Shit, I look huge. You know, it's like, of course you can enjoy that. You're the one who put in all the effort. You're the one who went in meal prepping, dieting, coming in when other people weren't, you know, coming in when people are sleeping, making sure your protein intake's in, making sure you're taking all your supplements, whatever you take, you know, maybe you take creatine, maybe protein powder, whatever you're doing, making sure you're hitting the reps, making sure you're, you know, going up, progressive overload, drop sets, all that sort of stuff. You're doing all of that just for someone else who doesn't do any of that to tell you, you know, like you can't enjoy it, or you are not allowed to look in the mirror, you're not allowed to, you know, enjoy any of your physique. It's like, the fuck, man, you know? And the thing is, you'll most often get this from the people who don't try themselves. You won't often get this from the people who are trying, who are putting in effort. You won't get that from them. You'll get it from the people who don't. The ones that are sleeping when you're working, those are the people who are going to tell you this. And you need the ability to not listen. And I don't mean be arrogant, and I don't mean, you know, be ignorant, be annoying, you know, be a dickhead. I don't mean do any of that. But you're allowed to make the choice of what you do with your body and what you've got out of, you know, all of the effort you've gone through. There's a lot of people are going to say things, even when you are doing well, you know? You won't be able to please everyone. It is quite literally impossible. You cannot please everyone all at once. Everyone has different perspectives. Everyone has different opinions. Even what I'm saying right now, a lot of people won't agree with, you know? So everyone has different stances. So you do need the ability to just not care sometimes. I know it's generic, I know it's, you know, like overused common advice, but it is very true. You do need to have the ability to not be affected by other people's opinions sometimes. And that doesn't mean don't take people's advice, but you need to know when something is for you and when it's not, you know? And when they're saying things like that, that's not for you. That is not what you want to be listening to. That's not what you want to lower yourself to, because you're lowering yourself, making yourself small, like the people who are giving you that advice. Because a lot of the time, there are people who aren't doing as good as you, aren't making the taking the risks that you're taking. It's not even. Cool. I'm gonna refill my bottle of water, and I'm gonna check everything is all smooth here. All right. I do like to just check everything is all running smooth. Give me a sec here, guys. Wi-Fi being a little bit slow. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna go and refill the water here. It's always peaceful with an empty gym, you know, very chill. Sometimes you do feel a little bit isolated, a little bit alone in such an empty gym, because it just feels a little bit wrong. You know, you're in an empty gym, everything to yourself. And for me, obviously, it's pitch black outside, so yeah, kind of spooky. Another thing, you know, with this whole mindset thing I was talking about, all of that, I think music does help a lot. Like the type of music you listen to. If you listen to hype music all of the time, if you're listening to sad music all the time, it can have a significant effect on how you think, and you know, how you maybe hype yourself up, how, you know, how motivated, how much push you have. Like it has a lot of effect, music, I think. I've noticed when I'm listening to sad music, a lot of the time your mood becomes sort of sad, you know, sort of glum, sort of like more closer to yourself, when you're hyped, you know, maybe pushing it more with friends, you know, more just rebounding good energy off of each other, you know. Like I listen to a lot of funk, a lot of you know, music like that. I like to imagine stuff with my music. I don't know if anyone else does this, but like, I mean, music is so vivid. It's like you can just see certain things, just imagine certain things, you know. Like one I like to imagine is just like, you know, me and my friends just rolling up in all just, you know, midnight black, you know, like luxury cars, to some sort of event or something like that. Just all in style, all good physiques, all super disciplined, all made it in life, you know. That's one I like to think about. And you know, you need to have these, you know, these things, these goals in your head to, you know, it just helps, you know, to be in the zone of what you want, to keep remembering, you know, what you're doing it all for, you know, reasons and all that sort of stuff, you know. Even do reps, like when I'm hitting a really hard rep, I'm like, you know, on the last rep of an exercise, I'm super fatigued and I just really want to hit it, you know. I think to myself, and I say to myself even in my head, like, this is, you know, I'm not gonna say the name, but like I have a best friend, right? And I was like, he's gonna die if I don't hit this rep. I know it's extreme and I know it's kind of crazy, but I say that to myself in my head, and I have to hit that rep no matter what, you know. The thing is, another thing, a lot of people won't believe you in certain things you do. Maybe you want to start a business, maybe you want to go in a career path that is uncommon, and maybe your parents may be telling you not to do it, not to follow your dreams, whatever it is, right? This comes again to the ability to not care and the ability to push forward. You can use that, you know, doubt that, you know, those sad words they give you feed you, like you're not gonna make it, this isn't gonna work out, I'm worried for you, whatever they say, right? And can use it, use that doubt to push yourself to prove them wrong. Use it as fuel to show them that, you know, you're right in the end. And that doesn't mean hate them, and that doesn't mean dislike them, it doesn't mean resent them. You shouldn't ever do that. But you can use it as fuel rather than sadness and resentment, you know? Someone just came in. I don't know if it's that late. I didn't expect it to be that late, but it's alright. I do have work tomorrow, so I am gonna be like, sleeping like this is gonna be a bit diabolical. I'm only gonna get maybe like 5-6 hours sleep. Shit, you guys aren't even facing my way. I've gotta move that around, my bad. Okay, 8 more. I don't know why it's moved like that every time, bit weird, but 8-ish reps, not terrible. It's a heavy lift. Okay, I think next session with what we're hitting now, 11 reps, 8 reps, I think we are, pardon me, eligible to go up to maybe like, pardon me, 105, 110 reps, something like that, and then work our way up again. And then, you know, that's how we sort of just go up, progressive overload. Always gonna make sure you're going up in weight, you know, whether it's reps or whether it's weight, you just always need to be going up. So My elbow is crazy. I feel like the shoulders are looking actually like really good in the light as well. Alright. You know what, just to do some more, I might just go ahead and I might just take off the 2 plates each side, well 1 plate each side, sorry, and go ahead and wrap it out at 60 just to get that extra, you know, push on the weights. So I'm trying not to. Try not to be crazy rough with the weight there. Next time I do need to use the straps because I'm trying to sort of like learn how to use the straps a bit better. I used it for the first time. Used it for the first time yesterday. No, what the hell am I saying yesterday? For the first time that my last session I did deadlifting, and it went well. I learned how to use it. It was a little bit scuffed, but I want to get better at it, so when I really need it, I'm able to just go in and use it, you know? Okay, that's it. Getting a little bit of a wedgie, guys. Bear with me. Okay. I think it is worth looking at your genetics. Like when you get a decent amount into weightlifting, looking at your genetics, like what good genetics do I have? What are my strong points? What are my weak points? And for me, I'm pretty sure I've got strong points in my triceps, shoulders, my waist, lats, calves, for the most part. Everything, there's nothing bad, you know, like terrible or anything. Genetics are basically with weightlifting, if you didn't know, it's like your muscle insertions, where basically it's where the muscle sits on top of your bones. And you know, like you can have good insertions or bad ones, or you know, decent ones, or you know, average ones, things like that. But everyone's are going to be different. It's really just based on genetics. So you might be looking at some really, really good like chest genetics, or really bad chest genetic, whatever it is, right? But you're gonna have strong points, maybe weak points. Or if you're really, really, really like good, like lucky, you may just have really good genetics just about everywhere, you know? Some people do have that. So I mean, it's like there's a lot of people who just sit there playing games, you know, don't really do too much. They actually might have like, you know, the best genetics in the world. They may just have like insanely, you know, like competing level genetics. And I'm not saying you need good genetics to compete, because you can compete, of course, with average or decent genetics. It's just the people with the best of the best genetics have a little bit of an advantage, can't lie. But it's really cool, you know, like people have different insertions and it can look very different. For example, people can have like a short bicep or a long bicep. Long bicep basically just means it comes down all the way down to here. And when you have a short one, because it's like less space, it builds up faster. So the peak of like when you actually flex will be like taller, versus the long one, it just looks fuller because it comes down more. But the peak will be a little bit less than someone with a short bicep. So things like that, it's pretty cool. There's even genetics in the fact of like building muscle. Some people build muscle faster than others. You know, there's tons of it. So it's pretty cool. So like for me, I've been told for sure quite a few times I have a slim waist, but unfortunately, I store fat a lot on the waist, so it kind of cancels each other out a little bit. It's a little bit of a double-edged sword, that. But if I do lose a lot of the love handles, a lot of fat, the actual bone structure underneath is a slim waist, so that's always nice. And there's also, genetics of where you store fat. You've probably seen a bunch of people who, get, chubby on their face very quickly, or just don't store any fat on their face, even at a high, fat percentage. So yeah. I lose a lot of grip, especially on my left hand. It's a different grip to what I do with my right hand. You saw like halfway through the exercises, if you look closely at my hands, especially left one, I lost my pinky halfway through the exercise. I was just lifting with 3 fingers. Then I brought it back for the last rep or 2. So I mean, the lifting straps obviously will help with that sort of stuff. Right. Anyway guys, anyone who's watching, just saying now, just because obviously I'm going to wrap up soon. So this is the last exercise of the session. If you are interested in the type of content I do, obviously follow whatever platform you're on. If you're on Kick, YouTube, Twitch, I stream to all 3 at the same time, so whatever you're on, just follow and you'll get notifications. But it can glitch a little bit sometimes, so I have a Discord. If you, it's normally in the bio of whatever platform you're watching. If you join the Discord, you'll be able to get all the notifications. They never really fail, so the notifications will be there every time I'm live, every time I'm streaming. And plus, you can just join the community, and yeah, it's still growing. Very small community right now, but building a bunch of like-minded people. And it was just fun to have a nice community where everyone's chilling, Yeah, definitely join that if you want notifications of when I'm streaming, want to catch the streams. Pretty much live every day, for the most part. But yeah, it's not only what I do. I don't just do gym. I'm looking to, in the future, stream some of my bag work and stuff like that. Right now, I am just trying to focus on getting, a car I can drive around. I have a car, just not the license, so I'm trying to pass my test. And then once that happens, there'll be a lot more opportunity to do a bunch of different streams, especially the bag work as well. I also want to stream like, a little bit of the chill time, a little bit of reacting to things, a little bit of games, and obviously going out IRL. Maybe different restaurants, different things, friends, whatever, whatnot, and just do a bunch of everything. Because I think that's the problem, is that if you lock yourself into one thing, you're only going to get the audience for one thing. That's why got to keep it diverse. So I'm working on that right now. Like I said, just join the Discord if you're interested in the content, or follow up, whatever you want to do. Rack this bar. Lower back is totaled. Because remember, I do my deadlifting last. I've just had a whole session before I even start deadlifting. So obviously, it is definitely taking its toll by the end of the session. Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier to take the weight off once it's a lot easier to take the weight off once I likes to follow the mirror. It's a lot easier to take the weight off once it's like low weight like this. You know, it's not the deadlifting that hurts your back. It's the removing and adding on of weights. That's the thing that hurts the back. Jeez, man, the back is cooked. All right. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. Alright, I'm gonna be ending stream now, so I appreciate everyone who's come in, you know, all the chats, follows, everyone who's come in. Pardon me, hopefully I'll see you guys again. We'll be live again tomorrow. It's gonna be JIT, because I do have work tomorrow, so it's a hectic day, you know, obviously wake up, calories in, all that stuff. I've got to have my shakes, go to work, come back, chill for maybe 2-3 hours, and then bag work, and then gym, and repeat for Sunday as well. So hectic, doing all of that physical stuff in just a day, but we're gonna get through it, and part of the grind, you know. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow with another stream. Hopefully I see you guys there, and that's it. That's all for today. Take care, guys. You know, be safe, be well, and I'll see you guys next time. See you tomorrow, guys. All the best.